Welcome to ancient Shiloh. Ancient Shiloh, a place where God is revealing the title deed of ownership of the land. The disputed territories, not disputed by God, but they are right here where we are. It's right in the center of Israel. Center of Israel. Now, of course, we started out our day. Did anyone get the answer yet, other than Terry, about who the orphan is? Not yet? Okay, I'm going to take you to the mosque of the orphan. There was a trivia that I asked earlier about a orphan who's remembered in Scripture in the story of Shiloh, and how, with Eli the high priest and Samuel heard God here and Hannah prayed here and the tabernacle stood here for 369 years of God's glory. God's Shekinah glory was here, right here in this spot. This is so amazing, huh? Or so. I always like to throw or so in there. Yeah, okay. Obviously, Marty knows the answer. But now I'm going to be taking you to the Mosque of the Orphan, which is Jamat al-Yatim, which is Mosque of the Yatim, the orphan. In Hebrew, Yatom is how you say orphan. Yatim, it's very similar languages, Arabic and Hebrew. Whoosh. Here is where we started our day at the Aliyah Return Center. Yeah? And we went down, you can see, down through the land of Issachar. As disciples, why did we go through there? Because we got to know what God's plans are, and we've got to be able to disseminate that data. We are driving through the land of Issachar. We got to be, I had a dream once where I was in a car and it was like God driving, and I was over here and he said, I want to give you some blueprints. Keep these blueprints safe. I really felt this was such a prophetic dream. I want you to keep these blueprints safe. And anyway, the story goes on, and I realized that we have to be, God can't drive a parked car. We have to be going forward. We're carrying precious cargo with us, and it's a car, okay? We're in, okay? So I realized that we got to know God's blueprints for the universe. And that's what this whole DJI discipleship journey is about. So we went down through here, down through the tribe of Manasseh. You know I always bless my son with the double portion. Look at that, both sides of the Jordan. We are on both sides of the Jordan, aren't we? Down at the Aliyah Return, up at the Aliyah Return Center, right over there. And Zebulun and Naphtali. We went down, started going up the mountains of Ephraim, up to, look at all the colors are together there, all the colors. Because they weren't all spread out at the beginning. They were all together right there, which is right here, which is ancient Shiloh. Joshua was swashbuckling his way through this area after we just talked about Jericho and the miracles of God, the Aliyah miracles, walls falling down. People always disconnect it, but that's an Aliyah miracle. It's part of their Aliyah journey. The Jordan River parting, it's an Aliyah miracle. The Red Sea, right there, which is actually, of course, the Reed. It's actually the Reed Sea. Do you know that? Yeah, somehow, Sea of Reeds, somehow, that's what it means. Yam Suf, Sea of Reeds. So they would have crossed, little Red Sea, crossed over here, come up through the desert, walked around, I don't know where exactly, but I have a good friend called David Kern, we call him the Colonel, who's making an Aliyah movie of this whole thing, going to the actual Mount Sinai, or what they think is. There's a few, with some fire on top. He'll be in Saudi Arabia. They're starting it really soon, and actually he wants favor from Uganda to join him there's 4 adventurers who are, he has all kinds of connections, and the Colonel is going to be filming, really exciting for this. This is the sequel to I Am Israel, if anyone's seen the movie I Am Israel, sequel, and it's going to be all about Jerusalem and getting back in the Garden of Eden, okay? So the children of Israel, in exile. Then of course you have right here, Gilgal, ouch. Then you have Jericho, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you have Ai. Then you have right here. That's the short version of the whole Old Testament. Okay? And then you get right to here, and then you have everybody getting a little bit scared. And they said, do you know that there's actually big giants there? It's not so easy, Joshua. You're saying, be strong, be courageous. But there's actual giants like the one in Afghanistan. I don't know if you know about that whole thing. You ever see any of that? Yeah, there's this elite team fought a giant. He said, that's scary to see a person, as big as a house. And so there are giants in the land, and we're a little afraid to go do that. And he says, no, you must go and settle the land. That's actually a good thing. Go forth and settle this land. Yeah, you're going to have to plant vineyards. You're going to have to, you're going to have to swashbuckle your way, but you're going to end up settling, and Zebulun and Naphtali, there's going to be a great goal for you guys. So today we want to go and walk to the tabernacle site and have some worship on the tabernacle site and declare God's blessings and God's plans and God's purposes here. When we started coming here with immigrants, there was really nothing here. Well, nothing visible. It was all under the ground. But they started to dig up little by little and find things like, you know, some people say, hey, in my country, I might find a Cherokee arrowhead. Here we might find Joshua's sword. You know, oh, I might find Jezebel's necklace. You don't know what you're going to find right under this ground. It's everywhere. There's stuff everywhere here. This pottery with Hebrew on it, made by my great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. Or add some great. And so we're going to get to go and see that. And children are starting to come here and dig up stuff. And they have little games where children go and find stuff on their own and they document it. And
one thing, when you came here years ago, you could still see the outline of the courtyard of the tabernacle.
That's right.
That was here. And actually, it's not as clear as it was back in those days.
Right.
Why not? Because they've done some stuff over there.
You'll see it. You'll see it when we get to go and worship down there. But the cool thing is, if any of you do like what I did, go on a search for the Ark of the Covenant, an actual Ark of the Covenant, you would have gone to the book of Maccabees in the Apocrypha. Book of Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 2, right? Which talks about Jeremiah sending his servants, hiding it in Mount Nebo, Mount Nebo. And, right, hiding it there, and where Moses was, overlooking Nebi Musa, and all the whole thing. But you would track it all the way back to its movements to when it went around Jericho, and it would have been brought right here before the Philistines took it, and then it would have gone to the Jerusalem Hills Inn over in Abu Ghosh with Obed-Edom and all that great stuff. It would have been here. So you get to track, you're seeing where it rested for 369 years. So let's go check it out right now.